Okay, in this video, I'd like to continue where I left off in the last video, talking about the object that was shot down over Lake Huron on Super Bowl Sunday, 2023, here near Rogers City, Michigan. And there's a lot to this story that they're not telling you, so let's get into it. So, this is what was going on here on Super Bowl Sunday. It was also going on Saturday night before the Super Bowl. So this thing was going and creating a temperature differential in the area. This is how I might have triggered this whole thing to happen, because of what this fire attracted Saturday night. There was a pulsing UFO that had showed up in this area of the sky here, and it just sat there and parked. I couldn't get a good video of it because my camera wouldn't really pick it up, but it would just sit there and strobe from time to time. I'm not sure how long it sat there. When I went to bed, this had pretty much gone all the way down. So I relit this thing around noon, Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday. So once again, the temperature differential started to get going. You can see there's snow on the ground here. And it's already a super anomalous spot because, like I've said before and shown, that I've got my 3-foot high concrete pyramids, and they're already generating torsion field faster than light energy coming off these things. So when all these clouds here that you see in the sky start looking like they're all getting chopped up, that's because of the field that they're being put into. You can see the clouds in the far back. These things only have so much power, and the radius is only so big where they're really tearing it up. So it's like they get put in a blender from the torsion field, and it starts busting up chemtrails and clouds. So this area is already a super anomalous spot. Plus I have an orgone accumulator box here too. So what they're doing here with the ELF and the Mackinac Bridge is they're bouncing signals off of the ionosphere down to the surface of the lake, using the lake as a reflector, bouncing it back off the ionosphere, and they're able to propagate that wave out to subs deep at sea for communications. So that's what they say that they're using this whole thing for. The government says it's for communications, but it also has many other capabilities, including the capability of this whole system being weaponized. So that's what you're seeing with this whole deal. Is it's a continuation of Project Rainbow from the 1940s with the Philadelphia experiment, in which they were trying to make a battleship disappear and supposedly made it disappear, and then it teleported and then came back. So that was Project Rainbow. So it's no coincidence that the local cable company that I was right next to when I was staying in Rogers City, the house that I was staying at was right next to the Charter Communications cable hub. So they're telling you right here with their own deal, because it's called Charter Spectrum. That's the name of their whole deal, is Charter Spectrum Cable. So they're telling you this whole thing here with the light spectrum and how they're manipulating this whole deal. Because what ELF does, extremely low frequency, like a bass sound wave, it creates this whole thing. When the whole thing's zeroed out, it can mimic torsion faster than light, 0.618 counterclockwise left-hand rotation. So that's torsion field. It's the complete opposite of electromagnetism. So, like I said, they have all these new high voltage transmission power poles set up along the lake now. And this is about to get interesting because, as I'm going to go into in further videos, this week it's been confirmed that there has been a standing wave that's been produced around the Earth. So the Earth has been rung like a bell due to the influx of what they say is the solar wind, but it's just electricity from the solar flares from the sun that energized it, and then they amplified it using their system here. Because this same system here that's being used at the Mackinac Bridge, this ELF, it's the same system that the HARP array uses in Alaska. It's the same system that the neutrino detector array uses in Antarctica. It's detecting faster than light dielectricity. So that's how they can detect portals with this thing. They can detect the signature that the craft give off. And it's the same signature that the pyramids give off, or pyramidal structures give off. It's torsion field is faster than light. And what my pyramids do here, you can actually see the clouds turning blue, and that's a signature of the Chernikov radiation. So on certain days here, you can really see it better than others, but that's just the whole thing being ionized. So this is what was going on here, and this might have triggered the whole thing by causing a temperature differential. So here's what they show you was going on from the local paper. So this is the Presqu'île Advanced paper out of Rogers City, Michigan here. And this is the part to the story that they didn't make national headlines because there's a whole lot going on here that they're not telling you. So, object shot down over Lake Huron sets off effort to clear harbor launch for Coast Guard, which never happened. So, here we go. The waters off of the shores of Presqu'île County suddenly became national news over the weekend after an unidentified object was spotted moving easterly at approximately 20,000 feet in altitude. The military shot the object down over northern Lake Huron. The precise location has not been revealed, and they're hush-hush about this whole thing still. So, at the direction of President Joe Biden, an F-16 fired a heat-seeking AIM-9X missile that successfully shot an airborne object at 2:42 p.m. Sunday, according to a release from the United States Department of Defense, DoD. So the object was the third of 3 such shot down last week, with the other 2 coming in Alaska and Yukon, Canada. The path and altitude raised concerns, including that it could be a hazard to civilian aviation. The location chosen for this shoot down afforded us the opportunity to avoid impact to people on the ground while improving chances for debris recovery. There is no indications of any civilian hurt or otherwise affected, the DoD stated Monday. This is what I had heard, and I have not confirmed this, but I heard that someone had called 911 into our sheriff's department and reported that they had debris from a Chinese spy balloon near the Rainy Lake area. So, this area is out this way, near Millersburg, is location to Rogers City. So, and nothing was ever followed up or said anything about that. So this guy's still talking. Based on its flight path, In Zeta, we can reasonably connect this object to the radar signal picked up over Montana, which flew in proximity to sensitive DoD sites. We did not assess it to be a kinetic military threat to anything on the ground, but assessed it was a safety, flight hazard, and a threat due to its potential surveillance capabilities. Our team will now work to recover the object in an effort to learn more. So then it says, shortly after the object was shot down Sunday afternoon, Coast Guard officials indicated they might use the Rogers City boat harbor to launch its search vessel. Remember how I've been showing you this whole boat harbor at Rogers City is the key. And this is where Gretchen Whitmer showed up to this place 1 year earlier here and had this weird round table meeting that was secret with some of these business leaders and the mayor. And it's a focal point. So here's them going into the water with the loader on Super Bowl Sunday, trying to clear so supposedly the Coast Guard can do their thing. But they worked on this till nighttime and nothing ever happened. Nobody ever showed up and you never heard anything about it. So that's what's going on so far in this whole story. And I might have been one of the triggers behind this whole thing happening because of the temperature differential that it had created in the local area that the night before attracted an object, and it might have attracted it right when this thing got hot enough to cause a big enough differential for it to be picked up. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna do another video on this. Stay tuned.